Sorry, that wasn't a troll. Mike was actually muted. Welcome in, everyone. Happy hump day to you all. Happy hump day. Yeah, we beat Capitan, we beat Melania last night on stream. And I will be posting the video. I have to edit it down first. But channel members can view it now. If you're a channel member, you can view the entire live stream. But for everyone else, I will edit down the videos. There's like a 7-hour stream. So, yeah. Anyways, how's everyone doing? How's everyone's week going so far? DSG, welcome in, dude. Welcome to your first live face cam stream. Nice to see you again, Skelly. Nice to see you again. Since we last chatted last night during the Genshin live stream on Discord. Yeah, Jerry, I got your email. I will mail. Actually, I have it right here. I have your shirt right here. I just haven't packed it away yet. Want to see it? There's your shirt. I just haven't packed it in its bubble wrap and mailed it out yet. But I have it right here on my desk. It's right here, ready to go. All right, guys, let's get started. So welcome to Side Quest, everyone. Welcome to your Wednesday news dump. Austin knows that shirt. Yes, Austin already has one. Welcome to Side Quest, Wednesday Side Quest. Basically going over quick. Now I wouldn't say quickly because I give you guys the news, then I give you guys my overall feel and just impressions of based on what I understand, my opinions on the news. If you have questions for the news or just general questions, I try to save them at the beginning, for the end of the live stream, because if you write them during the middle of the live stream, there's a chance that I may not see it, and as well, it will like sidetrack me because I cannot keep focused on one single task. So if you have questions, please save them for the end. Okay, anyways, before we get started, we have some quick channel member things. We got a new tier 4 channel member. Welcome in Zach Lee for this past week. We also big thank you to Blue Phoenix, Parker, Satterfield, Mustafa, Alabakai, Trainer Ethan 7, Devin Weld, Jerry, Ucha Madera. For some reason, I still have not changed Parker. He is on it twice, but he's still there. K Robert, Z Shadow Dragons, Oscar Young. Got another page of this stuff. Then we also have Brack Smiles, Phantom Manager, Mike Osborne, Catholic Queen, CJ Turner, Dina, Positive Sarcasm, Fast Vlogs, as well as Austin. Shout out to Fast Vlogs and Jerry, who are in the live stream right now, watching us live on YouTube. So these people are tier 4 as well as tier 5 channel members who do a great deal and help supporting the content of this channel and the stuff that I make. So if you guys want to learn more about channel memberships, as always, you can find the link to them in the description below. And I need to fix this because I apparently am unprepared. First off, apologies that the stream is a little bit later than I would like. Usually we do, that's not the right screen. I'm about to dox myself right here. Usually we do side quests at 3 p.m. but I accidentally scheduled a meeting during this time, so I was unprepared. unprepared, guys. Just completely unprepared. So here are the news articles for this week. First off, let's get some of the big ones out of the way. So this was actually reported as like literally after we finished side quests from last week, that Remedy is making they're remaking, like completely remaking Max Payne 1 and 2, which with the funding of Rockstar. So obviously Rockstar, the makers with the infinite money of Grand Theft Auto. So basically Rockstar is financing the entire project and Remedy is kind of in charge of making it. It's apparently the game is still in its early concept phase. So it's kind of, I don't know, man, like, especially if you're talking about a remake, why do you need, if the game is still in its early concept phase, why do you need to announce it? Like, why? Just when you get more white meat, then announce it. Or maybe if you're like a year out from the game being released, announce it. But maybe this is more of a financial thing, investor talks and stuff like that. But Remedy is a good studio. They've made a couple of really good games as of late. They just like they made Control, which was a really good game, but it was kind of like a game where it was a good game, but it wasn't, a great game, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. It had a lot of core concepts, but nothing was like really, it wasn't like AAA. It was kind of AAA game, but it was not a AAA game. So they did Control, they did Quantum Break. So Quantum Break and Control kind of like, and then obviously the Alan Wake series as well, that kind of has like a very niche audience as well. Probably, I think the highlights of the studio are probably, I think everyone can agree, is probably Control as well as Quantum Break. I feel like Remedy is kind of like, their studio kind of like on the cusp of greatness. Like they're on the cusp of making a really solid AAA game that sells extremely well. They just have to kind of clean up their concepts. I like their systems of how they do powers, as well as the general shooter mechanics are usually on point. I'm a little bit worried about how Max Payne translates into modern gaming. Obviously, this is a remake, so it is going to be rebuilt from the ground up. This game would not survive as just a straight remaster, because honestly, the mechanics that were groundbreaking at the time in the early 2000s when the original Max Payne came out, they were solid for that time period, but they wouldn't survive in 2020. They're extremely outdated. The bullet time feature, which is kind of like the highlight of the franchise, I think is something that would get boring after a couple hours. So it's a really good thing they decided to do a full-on remake rather than just focusing on remaster, because I think I've actually played all three Max Payne games on the channel before this. So Max Payne 1, 2, and 3 are on the channel for your viewing pleasure if you guys kind of want to roll back the time and watch them. Just ignore the really bad commentary. It was in the early stages of the let's play experience. It was very kind of forced and kind of awkward. But anyways, we all start from somewhere, right? So I think that I'm kind of concerned. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of at that point where I feel that on the rails third-person shooters in a single-player only experience isn't going to do well anymore, if you guys understand what I'm saying. I think that with Control as well as Quantum Break, you have the shooter mechanics combined with all the powers that you had in that game. It just kept things interesting. I'm just not sure a full-on game, 8 to 10 hour experience for each game, just third-person shooter mechanics combined with the bullet time slowdown will do well Yeah, solo game. I miss solo games as well, but I just don't think it just pure shooter mechanics. I don't think for a full game experience it won't. It's outdated now. It's just you gotta do something else that's a little bit more interesting to keep the fans engaged into a series. But that's just my opinion, maybe. So just on the top of this game, so it's a standalone single player game, and it's not sold separately. You get both games sold in a single package. Don't have a release date yet because obviously it's still in the early concept phases, and obviously we don't have any gameplay because we're still in the early concept phases. So yeah, anyways, so that's Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake that happened exactly after I finished last week's side quest. Next up, we have Kingdom Hearts 4, which was announced during the 20th anniversary stream that Square Enix did. I'm not going to talk too much about this in terms of what I thought of the gameplay because I did post a video with my live reactions of watching it. It was a weird trailer. Like there was like 3 other trailers before you actually got to the actual part of what you actually want to saw. I honestly don't expect, based on the experience of the release dates of Kingdom Hearts 4 or Kingdom Hearts in general, I don't see this game coming out in the foreseeable future. I could see it being like a 3-year thing from now, but you have to keep those Square Enix investors happy. I think that Square Enix is kind of like in a spot right now. They've had a couple of they've had a couple of games that they perceived in terms of sales wise have flopped. So even if I feel like this game is like way in the distance in terms of actually coming out, I think is probably just announced more as just an investor sort of thing, where you have to put out good news so your investors are happy and that stock price for your company stays up high. It's just the reality of video game development and video game publishment that sometimes you have to announce things sooner than you actually want to, just to keep your investors happy. So I don't see this game coming out for at least another 3 years. So you could actually probably might see it maybe at the tail end of this console generation. I don't know. Actually, no, we're still fairly early into this console generation, like 2 years now. So 3 years, that would put us to 5 years. Yeah, that's still a decent amount of time. Talking about not good things. So I don't know why Sony is dead set in turning their AAA games all into live action movies. I have no idea, and they generally don't do well. The most recent example, obviously, is with Tom Holland's Uncharted movie with Mark Wahlberg, but it looks like they are greenlighting a Ghost of Tsushima movie, and they're already working on the screenplay. So, Ghost of Tsushima movie coming out to a theater near you. And I'm not that excited about it. It's just, it is what it is. You gotta keep those. Keep that movie train. Hollywood is starving for content, right? So you just gotta keep those wheels moving. In terms of just keep pumping out content, even if it's not that great. we don't condone that in this stream. you do what you want to do, Jacob, but we don't condone those methods of viewing entertainment, but you do you. So yeah, Ghost of Tsushima movie is gonna happen. Next up is that Lego as well as Epic Games are working on a metaverse. Honestly, like, I'm at that point. I am so tired about hearing about the metaverse. Are you guys not tired about hearing about the metaverse? It might be, honestly, it might be because every time I hear about the metaverse, the first thing that comes into my head is a picture of like that really unattractive picture of Mark Zuckerberg and his like black top and his like really bad haircut. Kind of looks like an alien. Anytime I hear about the metaverse, my eyes just roll and my brain just shuts down. I would rather like have someone flick me in the forehead for a half hour than continuing to learn about the metaverse. It's just I would rather have that than hear people talk about the metaverse. It's just so annoying. Actually, wow, I flicked myself too hard. But I'll say take it because I left a mark on my forehead. Oh, but apparently Lego and Epic Games, obviously Epic Games, the creators of the also popular Fortnite series, are teaming up with Lego to make a Lego / Epic Games metaverse. Just on a side note as well, despite me not digging the whole Epic Games metaverse Lego situation, they've done a lot of great stuff as of late. Obviously, we have that conflict with Ukraine and Russia. They've donated a ton of money to support Ukraine, so you gotta like give them props. Like they've donated over like $170 million directly to Ukraine, so I give them props for that. But I guess if you are into Lego and you are into the metaverse, then yeah, that would be cool. In the metaverse, if you step down Lego, your body would just, imagine like your leg would just explode, like if you like stepped on a mine. Oh, it'd be funny. Next up, we have that. So we talked about this last week, that my impressions are eventually the video game industry is just moving into a direction where everything is going to be unionized. We have so many issues with sexism, bigotry, bro culture, people being overworked with crunch, and just poor and just not that great workplace situations. So I think that eventually the video game industry, especially when we talk about North America, which a large majority of video games are made in North America, it's going to move to they're going to get unionized. It doesn't matter how long these companies try to fight it off. It's going to happen eventually. But the only place I don't see it happening is probably going to be in Japan, because Japan is a culture that's very much anti-union, and their beliefs are really deep rooted. So it's probably not going to happen in Japan. But just how it ties into this story is that Activision is turning 1,100 of their game testers who have been on contract positions to full-time positions, with a wage bump up to $20 an hour. There is a catch, though, that people who are working for the studio of Raven Studios, who are in the process of unionizing, can't be given these full contracts. This was reported by Jason Schreier. Unfortunately, Jason Schreier writes for Bloomberg News, and Bloomberg is their website's is locked behind a paywall. And I don't want to pay that. I don't want to pay that price to access Bloomberg News. So we'll just bring up his tweets, and he will give you like the general breakdown of what his article is about. But I think the reason for this is, it's great. It's awesome that these people who are QA testers, as well as just game testers in general, are going to be given full-time jobs to work at and a little bit of a wage bump. But I think you can really see this more as a way to just hold off the idea of unions. They're basically trying to fend off the whole union thing as much as they possibly can. It's kind of like, hey, look at us. We're turning all these jobs. We're doing a great job working on all the sexual harassment stuff on the side, and we're turning all these once permanent jobs into full-time jobs. Let's just push back the union talk, because we got you. We're a company. We have you. We got you. You don't need to unionize. We'll take care of you. And this basically is kind of like, I think this is what this move is. It's supposed to try to just basically hold back the whole movement of unions coming to North America, but it's coming eventually. It's coming. It's just a matter of how long it's gonna take. And the final piece of news for this week is that the Big N, Nintendo, has invested in purchasing more real estate space to dedicate to research and development. So that's more like hardware stuff, hardware production. They have spent 5 billion yen, which equates to about $40 million, in purchasing a new 10,000 square foot building located in Japan. I am not going to try to pronounce this word whatsoever. Maybe we should, here we go. Let's see. Let me try this. Hakotate Cho Kamitoba, Minami-ku, Kyoto, Japan. So an extra 10,000 square feet for $40 million US for a building to kind of expand the research and development. When I first heard this news, I was kind of excited because I thought that it would mean that Nintendo would be focusing on just making their games division better, just because it's like the gameplay in Nintendo games have always been solid, just in terms of core gameplay mechanics, but they struggle with modern day technicals, mainly voice acting. Obviously, they're not the most technically advanced consoles on the market. They just usually offer a different type of playing experience combined with just solid core gameplay. But it just, to me, when I read that it's R&D reinforcement, I see it's more on the hardware side rather than the technical side of the artistic side of making a video game, such as voice acting and all those types of things. So, be interesting to see what will they do with all of this extra space. No one knows. We'll find out very soon. But the Big N is expanding its offices in its homeland of the United States in Japan, with the planned completion date of December 2027. So it's definitely not going to be probably the next console generation. It's probably going to be the one after that if it's coming out in 2027, 5 years from now. So yeah, that's pretty much your news for the week. I'll take your questions for the next while I give you guys just updates for the channel. So last night we beat the final big bosses in Elden Ring on stream. I have those videos uploaded for you guys a little bit later. I have some hardware reviews coming up in the next couple days as well. I also have to do my channel update video to update you guys with the goings on the channel. Later today, I am going to be streaming Assassin's Creed Ragnarok, just continuing off that series and that expansion of Assassin's Creed Valhalla Ragnarok. So that will be coming to a stream near you very soon. Obviously, as well, we plan to edit those videos down for your viewing pleasures without face cam for those of you guys who don't plan to watch with face cam. And then just keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah, that's pretty much the next couple days. I'm gonna probably trying to be experimenting with some new types of content within the next couple days or the couple weeks, just because we're kind of hitting a lull period on the channel. So we're gonna be experimenting with some new stuff in terms of different types of content for the channel, so you guys can check that out and just let me know what you guys think. Yeah, that's pretty much with the update for the channel, and does not look like we have any of your questions. Retro Jake, I'll link the Discord right now. So we do have a Discord for the channel. The Discord is open to everyone. Everyone can join. There is a specific member-only section for the Discord. So if you would like to, if you are a channel member and you do join the Discord, you can, 1 second, let me get the link here. This is just a temporary link, so if you're watching the stream a little bit later, then it might expire. If if you are a channel member and you join the Discord, there's a section to let you know, to basically say in the channel member section that if you're a channel member, just write your name and do a confirmation, then you'll get moved over to the channel member section. I did not see the news of Bandai working. Let me look that up, Austin. Let me look that up. We'll look it up real quick. Bandai Nintendo. Oh. Here we go. Austin bringing it back with the news again. So let me read this real quick. Obviously I'm not going to be prepared for this because I'm just reading it now. Looks like Bandai Namco is appearing to be working with Nintendo on an unannounced remaster. The project is currently hiring a planner with 2 visual artists focused on reworking, designing 3D backgrounds. Yeah, okay. I feel like Nintendo is getting a little bit better of outsourcing a lot of its projects. Obviously, we had Bayonetta, which they basically let that studio make it, and they just Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 2 they basically just gave them money and let that studio make the game themselves. And then obviously we have Pokemon Go. Before, like in the early 2000s, like late 90s, like Nintendo was very protective with all their IP, so they really didn't let anyone but Nintendo work on it. But over the last decade, they've done a better job of just kind of loosening the reins on the intellectual property, and if it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, and then it's just they didn't make it. So yeah. So although there's a picture of Banjo-Kazooie right here, obviously we don't know exactly what the title is, but how cool would it be, if they remastered this game? Could you imagine if they remastered Ocarina of Time? That is the one game. I would just die. I would just die. It has to be a big one, right? I know Banjo-Kazooie has it has to be a big game. I know Banjo-Kazooie has like a core following. Actually, I don't even know if they could. I don't know the legal ramifications of Rare. I don't know, because I don't know who exactly currently owns the rights to Banjo-Kazooie. I would have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's not Nintendo, and it's definitely not Bandai Namco. Someone else owns the rights to Banjo. It might be Activision, actually. So it's probably not Banjo-Kazooie Remake, because I'm pretty sure it's the company itself is Banjo-Kazooie is owned by Activision. But I think it's my bet's either 1 or 2 games. It's either going to be The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time or Super Mario 64. I think it has to be one of those 2. So yeah. Anyways, True Gamer, welcome in. But I would die happy, man, if they remade Ocarina of Time, and I'd definitely replay it on the channel again. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think pretty light on the news this week. A lot of the stuff came out. Yeah, it's not the same though. Ocarina of Time on the 3DS is not the same than a full-on console version. But thank you guys for coming out to this week's side quest. Hopefully you guys found it informative. Look forward to all the live streams and the new content coming out in a couple days. And we will see you guys next week again. Hopefully I won't schedule a meeting at 3 p.m. like I did today. And we'll do it on time, but no promises. And then everyone have a great day.